Edadado lista. Edoda galante he, jeli heligan costellane desciatino. Nimna de gedosta, heldi do hesta hando gilanstane, osvatli lonhi. Nole iskeonhi do hestu yuknage, nole ogiskan godi hest o de delquaha. Father, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for all your blessings that you brought us back together this morning. We just ask you, we be each and every one, just give us wisdom and knowledge for the betterment of Turkey Nation. Just be with us throughout this day. Guide us in your name, we pray. Amen.
All right. Shelley, will you please do roll call?
Yes, sir. Cody Poindexter,
Honey.
Uriah Grass, Sasha Black Fox Qualls, Danny Callison, Julia Coates, Joe Deere, Kevin Easley, Ashley Grant, Lisa Hall,
Here.
Clifton Hughes, Johnny Kidwell, Daryl Legg, Kendra McGady, Dora Petskowski, Joshua Sam, Melvina Shotpouch, Condessa Teehee. We have a quorum.
All right. Thank you, Shelley. I need a motion and a second for the approval of minutes from the last culture meeting. All right. And moving on to reports, cultural tourism with Molly Jarvis. I think Brooke Neff is supposed to report for her.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy to take any questions.
Any questions for Brooke regarding cultural tourism? I see none. Thank you, Brooke.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to Cherokee Nation Language Department, Mr. Howard Payton.
Still to God. Nice fall weather this morning. I had some ice on my windshield this morning, so it's typical Oklahoma. One day it's hot, and a few days later you've got a little bit of ice, and so it makes me kind of already leery that it's going to be too cold this winter. But I do like a nice wood fire, so maybe that will add up. So I've got just a little bit to report on here, and we'll get going. I know you guys have a busy day. I've seen some of your schedule. We're right now during this reporting period. We had 220 of our participants in the online class, which I think is a good number. We've so far, since we've been involved in recording the speakers that we've trying to record and you might say mine for some words that we haven't thought of or that sort of thing. We had recorded a 1,039, and what's interesting is we're estimating that a lot of them recordings have up to 15,000 words in them, and so when you start looking at that, we're getting way up there in numbers, trying to figure out. So we've got a group that's coming in and transcribing all of them, and then we're actually coming in with time stamping that, so we can actually transcribe in that kind of a read along to kind of be able to identify where that is on our larger language corpus. So that is something that is really good. At 455 USBs handed out at this time period, and 1,512 material developed for classrooms. Just doing a little bit of highlight. We have a new. It was kind of a combined program, the Teacher Institute of Excellence, that's going real good. We was able to pull out 2 of our teachers from the immersion school and put them back in this program and put some substitutes in their classrooms to bring their language up even higher. So we're invested in some of them teachers and also some of the different teaching methodologies when we start dealing with second language acquisition and different things like that. That program is doing good. We are also been getting in depth in our community courses. A lot of our first language speakers get involved in that program. We have 11 participants in the Cherokee Teacher Training Scholarship this time around. Of course, right now we have 39 Master Apprentice students. Some of them's up in Kenwood now, so that lets you know when we're totally full and Kenwood's full, any given time, the language department could have 48 Master Apprentice students, which I think is really, really nice. We've been involved with going out to our the cultural language and cultural reserve in Kenwood. A lot of our students are going up there. We're picking hickory nuts and different things like that. So that 1,400 acres, we're busing kids up, and they are out gathering and doing language in the woods, which is what we like. We're still working on our cultural curriculum, and our cultural curriculum is continually doing better and better. We've had the Cherokee Consortium that met just before the big annual meeting that we have for our speakers that all of you guys was involved in. We are involved in a Bible time stamping project. We finished the book of Matthew and Mark, and there should be 2 books finished by the end of this week that we will roll into the New Testament app, or the app that's reading along with our New Testament. I think the first language speakers will love that, to be able to hear Cherokee and see it read too. It highlights kind of like how you would think in karaoke style. So a lot of our speakers are wanting to learn how to read and write a little better. So I think that would be helpful. There is speaker services. We have 51 active projects, 10 up and coming, and 53 completed. I am beyond happy that the support that the council has given this department, and what you guys did in our annual speaker meeting, and it was enjoyed to see all of you guys participate and know that you guys have our back. We'll try our best to answer any questions you have, and
All right, any questions for Howard? Mel?
I just had those who live in the J area, 6 doors, doing classes on Monday night at 6:30 on the west side of the courthouse. If anybody in that area is interested, to go. And on the consortium, I have a lady, she keeps asking, she'd like to participate in it. Is that invitation only, or can somebody, she said she used to be one of them, but now she said.
no, it's public, where she can come to it,
Okay, and she didn't know,
Yeah.
about it this last meeting, so.
So if it goes to some sort of vote or whatever, the consortium members will only vote on certain things, but
Yeah.
like membership or.
So how does she find out when the meetings are? Is that sort of her-
It's pretty, most of the time when they're involved in the speaker bureau, everybody kind of knows, so.
So just contact your
yeah,
office?
just
and
contact
find
our
out.
office
Okay,
and
well, I'll
we'll-
let her know
we'll
then.
let her know.
All right, thank you.
All right, Counselor Black Fox Qualls.
Thank you, Chair. Howard, no question. I just want to express my appreciation for you and your department for hosting the celebration birthday party for a first language speaker who turned 100 years old, and that's Miss Lucinda Gord.
Yeah.
So thank you and your department. The party was a huge success, and the family appreciates everything that you all have done, and I as well. So thank you.
But Counselor, that wouldn't have happened without you advocating and letting us know about it. So hats off to you as well on that. So,
Appreciate it. Thank you, Chair.
All right, Counselor Grass.
Were those, did we get emails on that? If we did, I'm sorry if I missed it. But if I have more information on that consortium, in those meetings next time.
Okay.
I'd like to be a part of that.
Okay, absolutely.
Thank you. Or, well done.
And maybe just send that to Gail, and she'll send it to all of us, and we'll
We can definitely do
get the
that.
memo. All right, any more questions for Howard? Howard, do you roughly know how many speakers attended at the speakers gathering?
I think there was a lot, some of them didn't sign in.
Uh-huh.
I think there was around maybe 500 or so that
500.
signed in.
That's awesome.
And then that room, they said held about 1,000 people, so,
Yeah.
I'm guessing between 500 and 600 speakers.
awesome,
is
though.
what I'm thinking.
That's great. And that speaker that you honored with Counselor Qualls in her district, I believe was honored as the oldest one in Cherokee Nation, the oldest Cherokee.
100 years old.
That's
And I
awesome.
think we have 12 or 13 right now in their 90s.
Wow.
Which is really nice.
All right. Well, without any more questions, thank you, Howard.
All right, thank you.
All right, moving on to community and cultural outreach with Savannah Smith. I believe Brooke, or here comes Kanan in place of Savannah.
Yeah, Savannah couldn't be here today, but if anybody has any questions, I'd be glad to try to answer them or take them back to her.
Any questions for Kanan?
Okay. Sounds good, Councilman.
Counselor McGady?
Okay.
All right, any more? All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to Cherokee National Treasures Advisory Committee. I see Jane Ostie and Donetta Johnson.
Good morning. I think all of you received the report. Do you have any questions?
Any questions for Jane? No, looks like a good report, Jane.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, I want to tell you, we're doing great things. We have a good mentorship program and Artist Recovery Act, and a lot of people are learning our arts through those programs. And I also want to take this opportunity to tell you how appreciative I am of Artist Recovery Act. I was ill last year, couldn't work for about 6 months, and that saw me through it. And anyway, just have a lot to be thankful for. And if there's any questions, I'd be glad to answer them.
Well, we sure do appreciate our Cherokee artists. Is there any questions for Miss Jane? I see none.
Okay, thank you.
Jane. All right, old business, none pending. New business, I will need a motion and a second to enter into discussion. All right, and I went ahead and put this on the agenda because this is an idea that I've talked about for a little while. This will give me an opportunity to just get y'all's interest and see what y'all's thoughts are on something like this. So a legislative cultural retreat would be something that would just be particularly just for us to do as a council and fellowship together and one another. I know we offer Cherokee history classes and language courses in our districts, but a lot of times our primary goal is to interact with our constituents and our organizations. That's our primary focus when we attend local community gatherings like that. This would be an opportunity for us to just sit down as a council or do something together with a short one-time class once a year or something like that, or however long you guys want to do it, and just be a student for once to kind of learn more and appreciate who we are, reflect on who we are and our legislative history. I'd also like to include a Robert's Rules training. Nothing extensive, nothing fancy. We could do maybe an hour or 2 hours or whatever, just to cover the basics, and I think that would be great, even for new counselors that come on too, who don't always, like me when I was a new counselor, I didn't know what Robert's Rules was, so maybe I think something like that would be great to add in there as well. And maybe after our little class session, we could do a cultural dinner or lunch, and I'd really like to include almost like a field trip to Red Clay. And if, for those of you that aren't familiar, Red Clay is the last place where they had a council meeting before removal. That was where they made the decision to either stay or go. And so it's a pretty sacred spot next to Blue Hole, and I think it'd be pretty cool to do something like that. And again, everything I talked about is on this piece of paper, and I'm more than happy to get your interest and your thoughts, and maybe get counselors comfortable using the language in meetings or at your community meetings or whatever you guys want to do. And so I just thought I'd throw the idea out there. I don't want to do this anytime soon. We have a lot of holidays, a lot of events coming up, so maybe revisit this in 3 or 4 months and look, see what everybody's schedules are like, and go from there and make it maybe a yearly deal. So I'll open the floor to you guys for discussion. Yes, Dora.
Well, I think it's a good idea to have some sort of a gathering for us to touch base on maybe a particular area of culture, or so I would be supportive of that if we
Thank
could
you.
gather somewhere and do something, because like you said, most of the time when we're at an event, we are absorbed in our people. We don't have the time as much to sit and focus on something that we would all like to learn more about and be able to share with others.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Counselor Teague.
I absolutely agree with Counselor Paskowski that oftentimes we don't have the opportunity to sit still and be learners in those particular arenas. And as someone who grew up with culture, tradition, and language, I understand that I'm still not an expert, and I'm still not someone who I'm still someone who has things to learn. And I understand that showing interest and showing learning is a vulnerable thing. And it is an expression of vulnerability to admit that you don't know everything. And so to offer a safe space to counselors to express the desire to learn, I think is a wonderful thing. And it's never too late to learn. I think it sets a good example for our citizenry out there. Our citizens hunger and thirst for cultural knowledge, and oftentimes they look to us for guidance. And so having more tools and having more resources to offer that guidance to people who are looking to us with questions, I think is an admirable thing and a commendable thing. So I appreciate the idea that you brought forward, and I say, Galia Lichisi.
All right, any more interest, Counselor Hall?
When I read this, you hit it right on the spot, because right now at Keys Community Organization, they're hosting a Cherokee history class. I've got to attend one time, and when I attended, I want to be able to stay, but I also have, other places that I need to invest my time to. I try to spread it out. And then I also have a Cherokee language course that is going on at Cookson on Thursday nights, and I've tried to go to a couple of those. So I would love to have that where we can focus on just that and not be worrying about where we need to be going and stuff, and investing and learning into our cultural stuff. So thank you for taking the time, and I support this 100%.
Well, any more? I appreciate y'all's input, and again, this isn't something anytime soon. Speaker, you have some more?
Yeah, Cody, I appreciate you putting this together. I mean, it's we've talked about this several times and on different levels and what we might be able to do. And great, I agree with everything that has been said here. I would offer just a couple of different viewpoints. The Roberts Rules, I would recommend we pull that out of the cultural thing, and we have a separate maybe half a day for that. We could do that right here at the council house, and that used to be part of the orientation, I believe. Anyway, it might be wise to separate that from the rest. And obviously I'm not opposed to a trip to Red Clay. I think we'd work through Howard and maybe some other people to make sure that we're meeting with the maybe pony that with a trip to meet up with the Eastern Band or our cousins out there. It would make sense to at least tie those things together as we move forward with planning. That's all I would bring up. Thank you.
I really appreciate your words. I think those are excellent. I'm taking notes too. So I think that it would be it's a great start, and we'll work out the details of who would do classes and when, where, all the details later on. I'd just like to revisit this maybe in January or February when we get past holidays and community meetings and all the busy stuff during the year. But I just appreciate y'all's words and your interest in it. And I think it's always a great time to use your language and your culture, and because it's our foundation of who we are. So I guess, Shelley, we'll go ahead and, yes.
I want to make one more comment because I do a lot of basket teaching. And when I do that, I want my students hearing me talk about the history of basket making, the differences in the materials that were used, how they harvested it, and what natural things you use to dye with and so forth. So those are always things that I'm constantly trying to keep in my mind and revive and make sure that I pass along correct information. So what you're talking about here is something I would value. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Counselor. Well, without any more, Shelley, will you please put this on the agenda to revisit in January for culture? Okay. Then I guess we'll be moving on. Is there any announcements tentatively? Oh, sorry. I was reading ahead. Any announcements pertaining to culture? Counselor Hall?
Jenny Clinton is doing Cherokee classes Thursday night from 6 to 8 at Cookson Methodist Church.
Counselor Grass?
Counselor Legg, you sent me a text the other day about a language, was it this week? Was it Muldrow? Yes, sir. You want to give us the details on that? I forgot off the top of my head, so I think that'd be good.
Counselor Deere?
Tomorrow and Saturday, Choctaw's having their cultural day powwow gourd dance down at their event center. So you guys are all invited. So if so, I'll see you down there tomorrow.
All right. Any more announcements pertaining to culture? Are you still scrolling?
Sorry. It is at the Muldrow Cherokee Community Organization, starting November 24th, Monday 6 to 8, and it's a 10-week course, and it's by Phyllis Pettit.
And I have personally been to that course for 10
Yes.
weeks before, and it is a very, very good course. All right. I need a motion and a second to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. We are adjourned.